Chào mừng quý vị đến với chương trình Người Việt Sao Dê. Tên tôi là Minh Thân Trần. Hôm nay tôi được hân hạnh mời cô Jen đến đây để trò chuyện cùng quý vị. Cô Jen hiện tại là làm ở City of Saratoga. She is a council woman. Xin mời cô say hi cùng quý vị. Please introduce yourself.
Okay. Hi everyone. I'm Zhao, council member and former mayor from City of Saratoga. Thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you for coming and join the show. First of all, Jen want to run for the County of Santa Clara Assessor office.
That's right.
So why do you want to run for this position?
Well, let me give you a little bit of background about myself so that you know where I'm coming from and why I'm interested in running for this office. So, like many immigrants, I was born and raised in China and came to this country, and I was very fortunate. I was able to go to community college. Then I went to UC Berkeley to get my electrical engineering and computer science degree. So I'm always very grateful. So after I graduated from college, I started doing volunteer work. And after my family moved to Saratoga, I got involved with our local community. I volunteered and served 8 years on the Planning Commission. And then I was elected to the City Council in 2018. Now this is my 7th year on the City Council and the 2-term mayor. So I know I really enjoy the work I do, and I really want to continue my public service in a broader capacity. So then 2 years ago, I started, talking to people, think where I should go, where I can make a big impact. Where, there's problems, right? I'm an engineer by training, so I want to bring my skills and so that I can make an impact. So after some research and discussion with people, I learned that the assessor's office is pretty much behind times. Their technology was developed over 40 years ago, and their customer service, their outreach program was very minimal, and was reported that morale in the office was also very terrible. So, I think, they need some new, fresh leadership and to make a change. And that's why I decided to run. And I want to make a change. I want to make it better for people. I want to, make sure that, government is here to serve and with, make sure it's responsive, it's accountable, it's transparent. That's kind of my mission I want to bring to this.
Can you repeat that 3 things that you just said?
Okay.
That's important.
It's very important. It's very open, transparent, accountable, and responsive.
Okay, that's 4 things. I counted 3, but it's 4 things.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so what is the function of the assessor office? I mean, I pay a lot of property taxes, but we receive the bill and we pay the bill. That's all we know. Every year we do 2 times in the year, and that's all we do. Can you elaborate more than that?
Okay. So I know this is an assessor's office. Not a whole lot of people even know that's one of the elected positions. So there's 3 kind of elected executive branch in our county. One, I think most people are familiar with district attorney, sheriff. The third one's a county assessor. So the assessor's office, they have about a little bit over 250 employees.
Well, that's a lot. Yeah. Okay.
And they're responsible for assessing all the taxable properties, including commercial and residential. And they are also the office to implement all the new laws or the measures that passed by either by the state legislatures or by people, right? You can pass a measure. So this office is, when you mentioned you get a tax bill, right? The assessment work was done by this assessor's office. So they are the funds that this office generate is mainly used for public, like from public safety to public education. So it's very, very important. If this office is well run, you can save a lot of money, and the money can be used for for police, for public education. So there's a lot of things can be done if this office is well run. So I think it's important. That's what I mentioned earlier. Why I want to do it is because I think, if it's a well-run office, really help our public, our residents, in terms of the money to be saved for, more money for police and more money for schools.
More money for police, more school. So one of the things you mentioned about efficiency. What do you do? What will you do to improve that efficiency?
I think I will start with upgrading, the office technology with like 21st technology. Many people, if you're an engineer, you probably know the COBOL language was developed in 1950s. So
Yes.
the system was developed using that really old language. Nowadays, very, very few people even know about this language anymore. So this system was developed so long ago. So if there's a bug, it's only one person, I think, in the whole county can fix that. So it's very, very inefficient, right? So oftentimes people have to use manually to do certain things. So for me, as an engineer, it's a technology training. So I definitely want to bring, the technology to this office to make a, streamlined process to help solve problems. To me, government is here to help people. I want this office to be a resource to people. Like if you have a question, like you mentioned earlier, you buy properties, you want to know how much, especially if it's a commercial, you want to know when you do the financial planning, you want to know how much money is going to be for the for the property tax, right?
Right, and
So,
more accurate.
yeah, it's more accurately. So I think that's so important that I want to bring the accuracy, efficiency, and transparency. By the way, this is all important for this office to function correctly, to serve people correctly.
So speaking of technology, I had not opportunity, but I had an issue that I went to the Assessor office.
Okay.
I stand in line, and after a few minutes, and the data that the office had up to 5 years old, maybe now it's 7 years old, but anything older than about 10 years old, we have to do a manual lookup. And the secretary or the clerk told me that I need to go to a different station, and I need to look up for my information in 1969. And in 1969, there's about 200 documents, and one of which belonged to my house. And she said, go through those 200,000 documents. I was freaked out. I said, heck no, I'm not going to do this, because if you ask a citizen to sit there and go through 200,000 documents to look for the information, why are we paying your taxes?
Exactly. That's why I want to run. I want to, remove all that barrier. So when this office should be a resource, when you come, we provide support. We provide answers to your questions.
And all of those should be online too.
Yes.
I should be able to search all the records for my properties or any properties at my house or anywhere I want to. Because like you said, this is 21st century, we have so much technology and we so profound. So thank you for bringing that up, by the way.
Yes, definitely. That's something that I would want to do once I'm elected to the office.
Good. I will follow up on that. Make
Yes.
sure if you are elected or anybody elected, I will follow up on that question.
Okay.
Follow up to that question. How is the money? So after you collect the money, how is the money allocated? So you mentioned about the police, the salary, the school, and the medical, and all that. How is the money allocated?
So let's say, if the county collect $1 of the property tax, 44% goes to the K to 12,
Okay.
and you got 18% goes to county, 14% goes to city, so for cities to provide the services. And then you got, 6% for...
Can you pause that? 18% go to the county?
Yeah.
18% go to the city?
14.
14. Okay.
Then you have a 7% go to colleges.
Oh.
Yeah, go to community colleges. And you have 6% goes to special district like water.
The park.
Yeah, water protection, fire protection, all these agencies.
Okay.
So that's how all the money is spent.
That's 100%.
And then you have there's another 11% for the redevelopment for the county.
Okay.
So yeah, that's how the money was allocated.
Okay. Does it change every year or just almost the same?
It's pretty much stayed the same.
Okay.
And of course, the total amount is different. Depends on the economy, right? How much property tax you collect. in terms of percentage-wise, it's pretty much stayed the same.
You mentioned about you collect 1% on every dollar that assess the value, 1%.
1% assessed value, your property, yes.
So let's say the value is about $1 million. We pay $10,000.
Yes.
Sometimes we pay more than that. Why?
Well, if you live in the district, a place that you have a like school bond, sometimes for high school or for, elementary school, and then you have a library bond. Sometimes, like I remember Campbell just passed another bond for, to build a police station. So depends where you live. There might be different, tax that be collected on your tax bill.
Okay. So those bonds rely on property taxes, not any other thing? I mean, if let's say you mentioned about City of Campbell, they want to build a new police station, but that police station is for everybody use, essentially, not for just who has the house, who had the property in that district or in that city.
Right.
So will that bond also assessed somewhere else or just the property tax?
Just the property tax. That's how, it really depends how, at the time, when they issue the bond, they want to say, each house, if you have, for whatever how big, you pay a percentage on your size of the house, right? So, and that's how when they want to issue the bond, it's all different. Each bond is different. They want to charge, so for sometimes a library bond, you may pay a fixed fee. Every household pay that much fee, right?
Okay.
And it really depends on, at the time when they want to issue the bond, how was worded, right?
How does the bond expire?
Yes, a lot of times they set the, sunset like
20 years.
10 years, 20 years, 30
Okay.
years.
So I'm sure you don't do the sales tax thing, but almost like a sales tax measures. I see some election we have, not some, almost every election we have like a sales tax increase and all that. So
Yeah.
essentially, the bond expire, but sales tax might not expire.
Right, it depends. I know, again, I just talked to, a Campbell council member, so I learned that they just passed a sales tax increase and there's no sunset.
Okay.
So that's just forever. So that's, it's really, it means that some of them there's a sunset, right? Yeah, it depends on the agency who issue the bonds.
Any of these information, can the public access all this information and may probably do a little audit?
All those information actually is online.
Okay.
You can learn, like what's basically, if you look at the Santa Clara County, the Santa Clara County assessment roll, it's over $700 billion. You can look at that, of course, you take that 1%, but actually some of them you have to pay personal property tax as well. Let's say you have your, I don't know, mechanic, but like a garage, you fix cars and all this equipment that you use to generate revenue, you also have to pay 1% of personal property tax. So that's also collected by the collector's office, assessed by this assessor's office. So if you want to learn all that, it's all online. You can to see how much the county assessor has assessed in terms of how much is from the personal residential or from commercial. It's all online. You can actually get that information.
So during the last 3-4 years, property value have gone up almost double, or some places have almost triple. That means your incomes from collecting from property tax actually also double. Do we have a surplus in there, or you spend all your money now?
No, actually, you don't get to double. So this is a Proposition 13, right? So
No,
so
when we purchase new properties.
Oh, when you do it, when you have a new transaction, yes. But if you bought a house a long time ago, right?
Okay.
Proposition 13 only allow you to increase by 2% per year maximum.
Okay.
So that
I guess that's good.
Yeah. So the county doesn't get to collect even your property value maybe double.
Okay.
You only can get.
So let's say if you buy a property 2010 for $500,000.
Okay.
the next person bought a house in 2025 for $1.2 million. Essentially, you don't pay 1.2, but you pay annually increase of 2% up to maximum of a certain year.
That's correct. You
Okay.
pay maximum 2% increase.
Oh, thank you for Prop 13. Otherwise,
Yes.
I have been researching a lot of property taxes, and I felt like at some point we should not at least reduce, but I would love to eliminate property tax for people that are 65 years old and older. What do you think about that?
Well, I think this actually, all the laws regarding, who gets to pay, what the exemption amount, this is all decided by the state.
Oh, the state.
Legislators, they decide, what laws.
But what do you think about that? Do you support an idea like reducing property taxes for
Seniors, for
65
veterans.
plus, or veterans?
Yeah.
But at least senior, because
Yeah.
we retire. Everybody retire to get a very minimal amount of money, but we do have to pay a lot of property taxes. So, and a lot of people have to downsize, and people work all their life. But they have to downsize because they have to pay so much property taxes. So what is your take on that?
So I think there's a lot of exemptions that you can use. So normal exemptions is $7,000. Each family can apply.
Okay.
If you are a veteran, you have more exemptions to apply to
Okay.
you. If you're a senior, you can do that as well. So the
okay.
amount can be different. And so I think I kind of agree with you. I think especially for seniors, maybe they're equity rich, right? Their house has gone up, but they
Yeah.
are cash poor.
Yeah.
Since they're retired, I totally agree with that. And, we have to find ways to make sure the seniors are, they have means to live, in their house.
Comfortably.
Yeah, comfortably. That's definitely.
We have been working all our life, at least 40 years.
Yes.
And by the time we are 70 years old, we have to sell our house because we can't afford paying property taxes. How sad are they? And that's a million Americans, not just us. There are a lot of people out there that in this same scenario.
Yes.
So thank you for the answer. So the next question will be very, very important question for the audience.
Okay.
What makes you different from the other candidates?
Okay, I think I mentioned it earlier. My
Okay.
philosophy, because I'm a engineer. I'm a technology trained. So I mentioned how outdated this technology, the current assessor's office is at. So my goal is definitely is going to take this office to the 21st century, using the latest technology. Possibly AI, to help to streamline the process, make sure, we are here to serve people. That's kind of my vision. Residents are the customers of the government, so we are here to serve. So I want to make sure that if you want to change, this is kind of my mission to bring that to this office. I want to make sure people, from the top down, make sure the leadership has this kind of vision and leadership, then you want to make sure all your people will do that. So to me, customer service is very important.
Okay.
And I want this office to be a resource to people. Like you ask all these questions, right? I hope this office can answer. When you want to do buying a house or buying a business, can be a resource to your decisions. And secondly, I also talk about, and there's the laws are very complex. It's ever changing. So I want this office to also establish, like outreach programs in different languages, in Vietnamese, Chinese, so people can understand, so that people get to learn what is the latest laws and regulations, so they can plan accordingly. And the last not least, I mentioned again, is technology. We live in Silicon Valley. We should have figured out ways how to utilize all the tools and technology to serve better, right? To make this office a better place to serve people.
Yeah, speaking of technology, I am 25 years in IT myself, and now I'm a realtor, by the way.
Okay.
But so that's why I've been talking about taxes. It's just I'm very curious about taxes and all that. So when I went to the assessor office and everything too old, I was appalled by how behind technology we are.
Yeah.
And so this is a good opportunity. Can you repeat, tell me your background again so that can support what you want to do?
Okay, so I'm glad you asked. You know, I mentioned that my training is in engineering, computer science, so I have always been, you know, very focused on, you know, make sure the government is open, transparent, and accountable and responsive, right?
Okay.
So that's kind of I've been with the city of Saratoga. I'm on the city council for 7 years. That's what I've been pushing for.
Okay.
And my talk about background, I served 8 years on the planning commission.
Okay.
Talking about realtor's license, actually to prepare myself, I actually got a realtor's license so that I understand real estate market.
You're my competitor now.
No, I don't do that for a living, but just to make sure I'm knowledgeable. So
Okay.
I want to be, a knowledgeable leader. I also, just to prepare myself, I took over 150 units of a course and to get my state-issued appraiser's license. Even though this job is not required, but just to make sure that I'm well versed with all the different laws, different rules, so I know how the properties were appraised, right? So I'm very unique. I don't think any other candidates has done this. It takes over 1,000 hours, training hours, before you can even take a state exam.
Well, you at some point are mayor of City of Saratoga as well?
Yeah, I was 2-term mayor of Saratoga. I was mayor 2021. I was mayor also 2024.
Okay, so you have a lot of experience.
Definitely.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So my passion and my new leadership, that's what I want to bring to the office.
So most of my audience are Vietnamese.
Okay.
What message do you have for the Vietnamese community in Santa Clara County as a whole?
Okay.
We in San Jose, but it's in Santa Clara County
This
for
is
the
something
office,
like
right?
Yeah. I think, I guess I mentioned earlier, many Vietnamese came to this country to seek better opportunity, just like I was, right? I was born in China. My husband is one of the boat peoples and escaped
Oh,
to
he a
Vietnam.
boat people?
Yeah, he
Okay, I
was
didn't
one
know
of the
that.
boat people and came here in 1979. And so I see, the struggle as an immigrant. We work hard and that's what achieve our American dream, right? So I think we all expect, it worked for us. I was very fortunate, I was able to go to college. So I want to make sure that, the government works so it can help, people and to serve people. And that's kind of my, my drive to be involved with politics, to help people, because I received the help from this country and I received good education, and I want to make sure that government can still provide that kind of support and service to people here. And so I hope I
Great.
Yeah.
So we are in concluding the conversation now. One last question is, why do we vote for you?
Well, for what? I'm the best candidate, well qualified, I can tell you. And for assessor's job, you need really someone can solve complex problems, with analytical mind, with level-headed, know how to work with people. And because I was mayor twice, I know how to get things done, and I work well with people. And also, if you want to change, you need to have a new leadership to bring change to the office, right? You can't expect the old people to come up with the new tricks. So that's why I think I'm the best candidate to make a change to this office, to make sure this office is well run and run for people.
Great. Thank you for all the answers and thank you for joining us today. Thưa quý vị, buổi phỏng vấn giữa tôi và cô Jen đến đây là kết thúc. Cảm ơn cô Jen đã đến đây và nói chuyện cùng quý vị. Hy vọng chúng ta tìm hiểu thêm về cô Jen. Và buổi phỏng vấn hôm nay cũng được tài trợ bởi bún bò Huế Sông Hương tại Việt Nam Thao. Số điện thoại là 408-549-3195. Và xin mời quý vị nếu thích chương trình này, chúng ta like và subscribe channel để chúng ta có thể có nhiều chương trình hữu ích hơn cho quý đồng đồng. Thank you.